You feel my drift on that? If you can't go through nothing, you can't get through nothing. You can't have. God cannot give you a testimony if you are not willing to go through the test. Ooh. Okay, Kalisha bars. So this is my third time making this video because the first two I made and then I deleted. So last week we talked about fresh starts and how fresh starts, with me doing this, let's talk about it. This has been a part of my fresh start, something that's new. I didn't, I'm not going to say I didn't like it, but my intuition was like, right message, but is that the right delivery? And not so much as into what it is that I'm doing, but in the way that I'm doing it or the style of doing it. Thought I heard something. I'm like, is this the way that I want to have the real, raw, and relatable conversation? As far as the way I went about having the conversation itself. And I don't think it is. I'm still finding what that looks like though. So I've recorded this video twice. Once I was on the porch the first time on the regular scheduled time, didn't like it. Then I did it again. I was up, couldn't sleep. I had started recording this video already, but I don't like none of it. So yeah, I'm not on the porch. It's late. It's currently after midnight, way past midnight. I'm sleepy, but I can't sleep. So let's talk about it. So I don't know what that style looks like per se yet, but I don't think it was the first two videos. So I'm just gonna try it again. And I don't even know what style I'm going for or going knowing what the change is or what it is that I'm supposed to be doing different. I don't even know. We're just flowing. Okay. Anywho, so the topic at hand this week is, and I know another reason. I keep thinking of better ways to articulate what it is that I'm trying to express, as well as finding new points or going further into detail with my thought on existing points that I had in the video by editing too. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Anywho's, so topic at hand this week is, that was a whole lot. Topic at hand this week is perspectives, you controlling your narrative. And basically, all that means is, are you a half empty, half full kind of person? Have you made the switch from feeling like life is always happening to you to everything is in life is happening for you? Do you look for the worst case scenario, or are you more optimistic with things in life? You controlling your narrative doesn't mean that you control your destiny. Like, I don't want us to get that confused. We aren't God. We can't control life, but we can control how we respond and how we react to life's events. And that's more so of us controlling the narrative, us getting a hold of our perspectives on things. And I feel like our perspective plays a big part if we're learning the lesson that life is supposed to be teaching us, so that we aren't going through the uncomfortable times so much and so long and so thorough. I also could feel like our perspective plays a big part when it comes down to the domino effect. Your response and your reaction to life situations causes a domino effect. You overslept. You get up, you're late. Do you get with an attitude? Now you're rushing, you hustling, you're bustling. Got an attitude with everything around you because you're allowing the frustration to take you over that you overslept. So now, because you got a bad attitude that you overslept, you get into it with somebody on the way to work or somebody that calls you on the way to work just because you're frustrated that you're late when in actuality they aren't doing anything wrong, then that argument or that disagreement adds to you having a bad an not being in a good mood, adds to your frustration. So then you get to work and you snappy with your customers because you done had a rough morning. Domino effect. Or you could respond in a way to you woke up late, accept the fact that today's going to be a late day. We all have them. Get ready, get to work late, begin working. That perspective didn't change the course of events of lifing. You woke up late. It did not change that. But the one thing that was different was all the negative fluff that came with it because of that response. It's like learn to control your perspective. It's not saying that, oh, I'm going to control the actions in my life and only allow positive ones to happen to me. It's saying if I know that life is going to life and uncomfortable situations and circumstances and scenarios are going to happen to me and I'm going to experience those things, why would I add to it by allowing frustration and anger to take over me on top of me having to deal with life? You get that? Did I say that good? You know, life is going to do what life is going to do. You already got to go through that. That's promised. That's promised. And y'all know I love to talk about stuff going back to the Bible. That's in the Bible, honey. Your days will be troubled. That's going to happen. But it didn't say that you had to be overcame by frustration because they're troubled. It actually tells you not to because God has already won on the bigger schemes of things. I mean, you just oversleeping and allowing that to have get you in a little funk. You know, that ain't that deep. But you get the point I'm making though. Life is going to life. One of the biggest things that we do to make life so much harder on ourselves is we get mad at life for being life instead of taking the lesson and moving on. Maybe the lesson in you waking up late was to remember, oh, make sure you charge your phone at night because you had your alarm set, but your phone wasn't charged. And you've been having this little habit of forgetting to put your phone on the charger. And this morning was this morning that it actually died, so you woke up late. Maybe that was the lesson. Once again, you're already late. You can't change that. So the attitude is only making it worse because you're dwelling on the fact that you're late. But just look for the lesson. What kind of behaviors have I been exhibiting for me to get a valuable lesson out of this? Ooh, make sure your phone's on the charger. Ooh, okay, analogy. That okay. So let me just say that analogy came around full circle. And I love that for me. Speaking of allowing life to life and looking for the lesson and take heed to that, me wanting to change the style and how I do these videos. In what way, I still don't know, but in some kind of way, change the style of how I do these videos and what these videos lead into brings me to an announcement to make. One thing that I know I do want to change is I kind of want to go back to the roots of me and who I am professionally with the practical tools and actionable steps that are being sent out. So as y'all know, I'm Galisha, and with my words, whether they're written or spoken, I take you from existing to actually living in life. I do that by promoting self love, self confidence, and self control in a way that empowers you to live a fulfilled life in your everyday life. Not a perfect life, not a everyday I'm happy life, but being genuinely fulfilled off of life itself. I think a change, well, not I think, I'm going into a change now where instead of doing three different blogs, I'm going to do kind of like one blog series, it being three parts to replace the three blogs that were being sent out a week. But part one being the topic at hand, which this week would be our perspectives. Part one being our perspectives in the eyes of self love. and how us working on our self-love and improving our self-love gets us to a place of a positive perspective. You get where I'm going with that? Gives us those actionable steps and those practical tools that helps deliver us to a point of a positive perspective. And then the second blog of the week will be part 2 of that, perspective and the loves of self-discipline. What actions do we need to take? What things do we need to eliminate? What things do we need to add to our everyday lives for us to be able to deliver the things that our self-love told us we desire when it come down to our perspectives? And then part 3 and the third blog being perspectives in the eyes of self-control. What do we need to do to maintain the changes we've made with our self-discipline in order to maintain a positive perspective? Let me say that a little bit better. Self-love allows us the understanding that we are able to have a positive perspective. Self-love deliver us from the shackles of, oh, why is life happening to me, to, oh, life is happening for me. Self-love delivers us from saying, oh, I gotta do this, or yeah, I gotta do this, and I have to. Instead of saying that, it releases us from that and it pushes us into the abundance of I get to. So like this video, instead of saying, oh, I had to, which I did, look at me checking myself. Instead of saying, oh, I had to record just 3 times, I get to record this for a third time because I have the discernment to know that I didn't quite reach the product that I wanted to reach. I didn't reach what my intuition said was where we needed to be. And I can trust myself to know that I can move on the ways of my discernment, to know that that wasn't what we were looking for. I get to do that. Really embracing the self-love perspective, the perspective. I can't talk. Embracing perspectives, us controlling the narrative in the eyes of self-love. Part 2, like I said, will then go to our perspectives and us controlling the narrative in the lens of self-discipline. What do we need to cut out and what do we need to take heed to in order for us to be in a great position of positive perspectives? Maybe it's we need to quit dwelling. You need to feel something for 60 seconds to be able to move past it. Make that evaluation. So if something happens and your initial thought is to be frustrated, allow yourself 60 seconds to be frustrated. After 60 seconds, move on. It's happened, and what do we need to do next? Things like that. That'll be what part 2 of the blog looks like. Part 3 will be our perspectives in the lens of self-control. What behaviors do I need to adapt, or what rules do I need to live by, or what things do I need to remember when it comes down to maintaining a positive perspective? Once I've gotten this positive perspective, once I've made the switch from life is happening to me to life is happening for me, what do I need to stay on the lookout for? What line do I need to walk to make sure that I stay in that place and I don't revert back to thinking, oh my God, why is life happening to me? So that'll look like, surrounding yourself with people who have that same mindset. If you have somebody that call you every time they talk to you, they draining, they complaining, oh my goodness, everything is something always wrong with them, and you know that you don't want to be in that place, you don't want to look for things to be wrong, you want to find things to be happy about, then maybe you shouldn't be consuming their energy as often as you have been. An actionable tool for self-control, for us keeping ourselves in the space of a positive perspective. So I hope I broke down that clear, because I feel like I did. I ain't gonna lie. I was listening to me just now when I was talking. I was like, okay, that's exactly, yes. Very well delivered, Galicia. It might have took me a little remix to get y'all where it is that I was trying to get y'all to with my explanation. But yeah, that's what I meant. So that's how blogs are going to be this week. This is our video talking about our perspective, talking about making that switch from, girl, life is not happening to you. Life is going life, boo. God already told you that life is going to life. It's going to. And it's supposed to. You're a big girl. And I feel like And I also feel like our perspectives are so important because I'm asking God for a lot right now. When it comes down to my perspective being so big and so important to me, and like I was saying, like I told y'all, thinking of that domino effect, I'm asking God for a lot. And I feel like when I have a negative perspective on life being life and doing what it's supposed to do, I'm telling God I am not ready for anything more because the the lifing that comes with this level of life is already too much for me. I feel like when you complain and when you have a negative perspective on life, you're always looking at things half empty. You're telling God, "Oh, this is too much. This is all I can take." But because I want so much out of life, because I'm looking to God like, "Nah, this ain't enough. I know what you promised me, and I want all of that. I don't want to stop here. Push me to what you was talking about in those scriptures. Push me to those miracles. That's what I want." But I know because I want that and because I want to live a life that screams that ain't nobody but God. Because I know I want that, I know that I can't be so fragile when it comes down to the life being life. Because I don't want God to look at me as going through everyday life things and say, "Oh Lord, she barely handling it. I know she can't handle what she asking for." She can barely get through this level of life without catching a depression every time something go wrong. How in the world she gonna get to this? Because new heights of enjoyment comes with new heights of trouble. Once again, the Bible tells us that our days will be troubled. So I feel like if you're in a season of increase, if you're in a season of declaring your abundance, if you're in a season like me of pressing and just wanting more for yourself, whether that's just you committing to yourself in your personal development journey, or whether that's you taking a higher step in your personal development journey, whether that's you taking a higher step in your career, your spiritual life, your financial life, whatever it is that looks like for you, the fact that you are going higher in something for yourself, I feel like it's so important and vital, imperative for you to have a positive perspective. Because if not, all you telling God is, "Ooh, keep me at this level because I can't handle the troubles here." And one thing about God, God loves us so much, He will not put more on you than you can bear. This is where I feel like that scripture comes into play. He will not put more on you than you can bear. So if you tell him that you can't bear this, "Oh Lord, I overslept and I couldn't even," and that made me tell everybody they mama off all day. Of course, He's not going to give you more freedom with your time. Of course, He's not going to give you that flexibility with your time that you're asking for. Because in order for you to be flexible with your time, you have to be able to not lose yourself when your course of actions jump out of uniform time. That's flexible time. Flexible time is being able to operate within the flexibilities of time. If one day of your time being off schedule knocked you off so bad that you had to tell everybody their mama off, He can't give you flexible time because you're telling them, "Oh, this is all I can bear." And God loves you so much, He is not going to put more on you than you can bear. And that's why so much of our healing and God delivering us is us working on ourselves. Like I told y'all, one thing I'm trying to quit doing right now, so I'm trying to quit cussing. I want to quit cussing because it'll make me a better me. But in turns, the things that make me a better me draw me closer to Him. Me getting close to Him is me being the best version of myself. How can you be mad at that? How can you be mad at that? I don't get it, honey. Anywho's, but yeah, like I said, if you're in any kind of increase, you're in any kind of, "Oh, I want to go higher. I got to be better than what I am now in any department in life, whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, intimately, any whatever way that is." The fact that you want a little bit more than what it is that you have now, and self-love told you that you can have that. Okay, your self-love told you that you can have that. Your self-discipline tells you that you can do whatever it is that you need to do to get that. Your self-control tells you that so that I can keep what I got and not go back to what I had, I'm going to do this. Because your self-love, self-discipline, and self-control communicates these things to you, you have to have a positive perspective on life. Life is gonna life, boo-boo. Congratulations, you're human. I remember my daddy told me that one time. He was like, "Listen, you gotta quit getting so worked up about life being life. It's gonna happen. But he was being real. He was being real. If you can't go through nothing, you can't get through nothing, you can't have nothing. You feel my drift on that? If you can't go through nothing, you can't get through nothing, you can't have. God cannot give you a testimony if you are not willing to go through the test. Ooh. Okay, Kalisha, bars. Bars. God could not give you a testimony without giving you the test first. So why are you complaining about life being life? Why are you looking at life being life as, oh my God, God is punishing me? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why are you looking at it like that when you the one asking for the testimony? Me and my friend went to church together a few weeks ago, and he said that. He said, the thing is, we ask for things like peace and expect God to give us peace in a bowl, but what he does is give us chaotic situations for us to find peace in, because that is what gives us peace. So when he gives us we crying for the peace, we begging for the peace, we're praying for the peace, we're fasting for the peace. Oh God, look at me getting tongue tied. We're fasting for the peace. But when God presents us those chaotic situations that is going to give us the peace, oh, now we praying for him to take it back. Perspective, honey. If you know you hitting them knees and you asking God for a lot, you should be looking for a lot. Like, well, I know I asked for this, so I'm gonna have to get through that, and I can do that. So when life comes your way, like me, when I made these videos, and I was like, I don't like that. Instead of me getting defeated mentally, instead of me saying, oh, I just need to quit doing videos because this is not what I like, I looked at it like, nah, I'm supposed to struggle a little bit right here because I know these videos is what God told me to do. I know this is me. I know this space is what's going to elevate me. I know I'm growing here. I know that I'm prospering here. I know that this is me being obedient to my purpose here, to my instruction here. And because of that, now let me keep on with the keep on. This is good. This is coming up on like this, because all that means is I'm getting closer to what I do like. And I think I found it. I don't know how. I'm going to have to go back and look at this video and study what it is that I actually like about this video and what it is that this video has that my other one didn't have. So I can see. I don't even know. But once again, I don't have to, because I've submitted to the flow. I've released self-control. I mean, I've not self-control. I've released control over my life. One thing I released is control. Honey, however it's supposed to happen, God let it happen that way. So if that means I'm supposed to record this video through and through, delete it twice, because that just ain't it. And know for a fact that whatever it is coming, but that just wasn't it. Then that's what I'm gonna do. All doors of the church are open. Doors of the church are open, please. Uh-huh. If you have not, newsletter. I need to check on newsletters, make sure everything went out that smooth. I'm pretty sure it did though. One thing about me, honey, when I say I'm so passionate about my work and so serious about this, all that stuff is scheduled. It's scheduled to go out. It's going to go out on that time. But even though I got it scheduled and I know it's already done, I got it scheduled, I still need to go check and see and make sure that it went out, because that's just how passionate I am about everything that I'm doing right now with these videos and these newsletters and these blogs. Yes, honey, I know it's scheduled, but let me go and see, you know? But anyways, speaking of newsletters, as y'all know, there's going to be a link in the description box. Oh, I still didn't get the intro done. It's okay. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Like I said, we in the flow. I'm just letting stuff, So, but I did make some improvements this video still, even though I didn't get the intro done, and I'm still on my phone and not my iPad. I still made improvements with this video. I'm recording with my back camera instead of my front camera. I'm not outside. That's not really an improvement. It's just kind of where my settling happened today. It's just where I film. So I wouldn't say that was an improvement. That was just a change for today. And who knows what it'll be next week. But I did have some improvements for today. I didn't get the adapter for my iPad. But I am still on my phone, and I got my storage situated on my phone. I got my phone updated, so I'm able to record. Okay, y'all. So I don't know what happened, but I just realized the end of my video. Stop. But I was wrapping it up anyways. Like I said, the only thing that I was talking about is your newsletters. If I'm going to have a link in the description box to make sure you get your I'm going to have a link in the description box for you to be able to download this week's newsletter with our intent on you controlling your narrative, getting a hold of that perspective, because you deserve to have a positive perspective in the name of self-love. you are going to make the changes you need to have that positive perspective in the name of self-discipline, and you are going to do what you need to do to maintain that positive perspective in the name of self-control. But anywho, those are how the blogs are going to be sent out this week: part 1, part 2, part 3, perspectives in the eyes of self-love, self-discipline, and self-control. If you would like to receive all of that content as well as your newsletters being automatically sent to you via email every week, go ahead and subscribe on my site. That link will also be in the description box. You can subscribe by putting your email in the description box. You can subscribe by putting your email in the subscription box on my site, or by downloading my free article, 8 Laws of Self-Love. Either way, if you subscribe or not, go ahead and download the newsletter for this week, because that has already been sent out. Until next Self-Care Sunday, take care, lovely. I'm gonna get my kids, honey. But I also want to say real quick, thank you to my friend Cola, because she gave me the encouragement without even knowing to go ahead and delete the video that I was gonna post and make this one. And it may not be big to y'all or big to her, but that was big. Me posting this one, redoing it and posting this one instead of posting that one was very, very big to me. I'm realizing now that I have done it. So thanks to her for that. And all she did was text me and just say, talk that talk.
It be the little things, man. Appreciate the people in your life, babes, because you could have dusties all around you.
And I don't got that. But yeah, good night, y'all.